I like how on you guys are for 9:55 in the morning.
Hell yeah, we're ready at all times. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the Dungeon Runner podcast. You can find us on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube.com/Dungeon Runners. YouTube. You can also email us at dungeonrunnerspodcast@gmail.com. That's Dungeon Runners with an S, podcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send us comments, attitude, why you don't watch Star Wars, and etc.
What the shit? Why is everybody got a hard on hating on Star Wars right now? I mean, okay.
All right,
the new trailer dropped. Like, so just to date the podcast, the new trailer dropped. What was it? Like 3 or 4 days ago? This was last weekend.
It was a time ago.
Yeah. Just to say, like, I don't care too much for the newest trilogy. I mean, that's pretty much a shared opinion by everyone. But the new trailer doesn't look bad. It's just a little wild. But like the Star Wars in the past has always been really interesting. Doesn't have to hate on like the original trilogy.
But isn't that the one that people hate?
No, that's the prequels that everyone hates. The original trilogy is the one that most people
hate.
Yeah. If you're an old time listener of the podcast, as you guys know, I have never watched any of the Star Wars films, so I don't know anything really.
That's man. We could watch Star Wars, you know.
No,
we could watch Star Wars on the podcast.
No, nice 12
to
15 hour podcast of all of us just silently watching Star Wars, and me every once in a while going, "Oh, this is the cool part."
Or me going like, "You see that guy right there in the cantina? Yeah, that's an Anzadi." Or you see that over there? Actually, in the extended universe, he does, and so on.
He does what?
Every 20 minutes, just asking, "Hey, is this where the jizz music comes in?" Wait a minute. No, the last time we talked about Star Wars, we talked about how the fucking cantina music is called jizz music.
What? What?
Yeah.
Oh God, there's an entire podcast just titled Jizz Music. That's why we called it that.
Yes, that's why we called it that. Hey guys, make sure to check up the episode about that's called "What is Jazz Music?"
What is Jizz Music? What is Jizz Music? Is the name of that?
Hey, we have to censor it for fucking YouTube.
Do we actually have to censor it?
Yes, we can't have the word jizz in the title.
YouTube's crazy right
now.
No.
There's a person that does voiceovers of old Gem and the Holograms episodes, and the title character is named Jizz.
Yeah, well, the new YouTube policy, for anybody who actually doesn't know YouTube policy and Barnabas, you can't use violent words in titles anymore, and there's an automated system now that essentially looks up like messages like that it could be like sexual or anything like that. And also, whenever you use that auto translate feature, you know, like you can click auto closed captioning and tries its best to guess what you say. You can be demonetized now based off of, it says fuck more than twice or something like that.
Jeez.
Wow. So anyway, I want to talk about Squarespace.
What?
I wish we were sponsored by Squarespace.
Take a quick moment to tell you guys about Audible.
Hey, let me tell you guys a little bit about my friends at Postmates.
If you guys,
let me tell you guys a little bit about my friends over at Etsy.
Yeah. My wife's there. She sells teas.
You're married?
Make sure to check out the Ivory Monocle tea.
Ivory Monocle tea sells teas. It's really good. I don't normally even drink tea, and since she started doing this, I've been drinking chai tea because I've discovered that I actually really like it.
Actually, yeah, me and my husband bought the full set, I believe. And
yeah. We got 2 new ones we got to send your way. We have the Blood Hunter now and the Barbarian's Rage Black Chai.
We'll put in our
Blood Hunter is like super hibiscus, so when you brew it, it turns to like a blood red color.
Nice.
That is very clever. She's a clever girl.
Please.
Wow. But back to Star Wars and the trailers. And all this bullshit, and I don't care about what people really think about how amazing they are, or how horrible they are, or how politically poignant they are, or politically tone deaf they are. All I give a shit about is that Papa Palpatine is back, and he finally came back from the store, and I'm gonna wave those Pop-Tarts right in Jen's face.
You say Papa Palpatine?
Don't you kink shame me.
I'm just gonna correct you. You mean Daddy Palp?
It's Papa Palpatine.
Palp.
Papa Palp.
If you were a real Star Wars fan, you would know that.
Here's what I'm going to say is like, so we heard him laugh, right? Was there anything else besides that confirms like, oh, he's actually back? Or is it just
I believe he's actually credited as appearing in the movie.
Oh, he is. Okay.
And
I didn't know if there's something deeper I just didn't see yet because I only saw the trailer. I don't like. To be fair, like I don't watch too much stuff like trailers. I don't like going into movies like with what's the word? Expecting something already.
The predisposition towards
predisposition.
Towards the movie.
Yeah, I don't like going in with a predisposition. I'd prefer to actually just go in. So I only saw the trailer just because it popped up on my Twitter, but otherwise I don't know anything else. I haven't dug any deeper, so I'm curious.
Like that's pretty much the extent that I know. Naturally, I am friends with a lot of Star Wars nerds, and they have speculated to no end amongst themselves as to what it would be and what they would like it to be and what kind of ice cream they like on this while they're thinking about the subject and, how it makes them feel deep down inside, all that crap. But none of it is relevant or at all answers the question. As far as we know, it's probably just going to be some sort of mid-boss type crap that Hollywood's going to shove down our throats and then have Papa Palpatine just be a force spirit that's going to test Kylo or Rey or some bullshit, and
Kylo Ren.
Then we're all just going to be sad and punch people in the thing. Riot's going to start, and people have
Question
to go
is,
foster families for a while.
Jesus, do you think that we're the big question here is, do you think that Rey and Kylo Ren are finally going to get together? That's what everyone's talking about. That's what we all want to know.
Probably, but Rey and Kylo can get together, but Kylo's so wide he can also fit Poe too.
Why would you use the word fit?
Because if he's
a thick boy.
He's a thick boy, so he could lay down and be essentially a full-size bed for two people.
Okay, is he actually like that? Is that what the actor's body is like? Just going to the meme now, but is the actor's body actually like that, or is that just was that just like a really weird angle to try to film him at? Like something to do with like the... Really? I want to... hang on.
Hold on. Let me actually look at the picture real quick. And
I
scrutinize this with my homosexual superpower of determining body shapes on shirtless men.
Let me show you this. Here's the official. Let me put it in the actual Thunderbirds chat. There it is. That's the image from the movie.
So we in looking at it, he's actually. I mean, he's a thick guy in general.
Oh, he's not.
He's got the muscular build. Well, kind of muscular build, but that shape with adding the pantaloons like that, and it's probably padded as it is. It just does not help.
I was gonna say Adam Driver is actually not that thick of a guy. Like, take a look right here. I'm pretty sure this is him before a workout routine for the film, but just putting on a quick pic there. Adam Driver's he's a very skinny boy, and I'm guessing he must have gone through a lot of training and such for the movie because like obviously he's still an actor and.
Well, actors all do that.
Yeah, but
like they do some intense ass shit.
Oh, dude, I know. That was the thing. Just to get into that, just to shit on Creeps and Matt for a while. So while they're not here, this was a thing where Creeps had brought up doing a incredibly intense workout routine for 10 weeks, which is supposed to be like a movie star style thing for like getting in shape for movies. But it's supposed to keep you in shape essentially. Like if you you go into a 10-week routine, and then you can either maintain with a lower regiment thing, or you could do like, if you went back to it, you would still keep it for like a couple of months, whatever you'd need essentially to do a movie, and then you would lose your body shape. But they were like, yeah, we're going to do this. We'll be involved. We'll all do it together. We'll help each other out. And I'm like, I've been wanting to lose weight. So I guess, yeah, sure. Okay. We'll try it. I go out, I buy all the food that's required for it. I get all the stuff I needed to. I get started on it. Creeps fucking goes to Canada. And he just posts on Instagram and Twitter about, oh, look at all this nice food. Oh, look at all these nice things I'm having. I'm there with Matt like, okay, so are you going to be started on that? Oh, yeah, I'm going to get started as soon as Creeps gets back.
God damn it.
They get me into it. I do it for like 2.5 weeks before I go, what am I doing? I hate this. And nobody's doing it with me. And I give up.
I'm sorry. If I had known, I would have done it with you. I mean... I was just telling Matt and Jen that I've started a full on going to the gym every morning. Well, actually, I've been going to the gym pretty regularly, but now I've switched it to going to the gym at 6 a.m, and that actually really helps.
With, really?
It really helps to force you to swole up. However, when you're doing this, and this is a precautionary tale for everybody.
Poop first?
No.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, yes, please do. Poop and pee first, because you don't want to be on a treadmill and having to poop and pee while you're on there.
It just goes around and around and around.
Though what you really, or, stop and have to go over to the bathroom and blow it up, because a mid-workout poop does not smell wonderful. But
Thank
also,
you for this PSA.
Make sure to cut this.
Leave it in. Take it over.
You leave this in.
Anyway, the other thing though is really, they tell you, oh, you got to eat this much protein, you got to do this, you got to do that. Really, actually pay attention to some of that and how you're eating and your levels of stress and all that stuff, because you don't want to be shitting literal bullets. Like you don't want to shoot out these tiny, hard rabbit poops that are covered in blood that you could throw into a sling and slay Goliath with.
Why not?
Because you might die. Or just have a very, very awkward conversation with your doctor for the very first time, who you're meeting for the very first time, who happens to be an ancient old Chinese man who's looking at you, trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with you. And then and then he throws on the headlamp thing to stare down the cavern of doom.
You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We have the same doctor?
Really probably. We have the same doctor?
It's Spike.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the ancient Chinese man who looks up your butthole. That's me.
I'm glad we did this.
I apologize to everybody who has to listen to this.
Especially if you're working out right now.
Or you're working out right now and you find yourself really wondering what you should do with your workout. Just take Barney's advice here and don't poop.
No, I said poop before.
Don't poop during your workout. Just hold it in.
And I apologize to all the people who are patiently waiting for me to make content, and this is what you get. Aside from, the occasional Warhammer 40K thing. What's that?
Premium content.
Premium content.
Hey, if you're listening to this while you're working out, or if you're out at work at your business, hey, let us know at the podcast comments.
Actually, yeah. You know what?
So
this is something I was talking about before. I was looking at the podcast stuff. I actually am very curious about where everybody listens to the podcast at. Because if you're on YouTube, if you're on SoundCloud, or if you're on Spotify, or one of the other things. Obviously, if you're on Spotify, one of the other things, you can't comment. But if you're on SoundCloud or on YouTube, leave us a comment. Let me know where you are. Like if you're at work, if you're on your way, if you're at school, then don't listen to us at school. Wait till you get home, like a good kid. And
or tell all your friends about us.
Be like, hey, look at this cool.
Look at all those. Look at these cool guys at the Dungeon Runners podcast. That's Dungeon Runners podcast at youtube.com.
But yeah,
don't forget that if you listen to us on Spotify, you can email us at dungeonrunnerspodcast@gmail.com. That's dungeonrunnerspodcast@gmail.com.
Good Lord. No, please, if anybody, but I actually am very curious to know where you guys are listening at, because
seriously, I want to know where you guys listen to us at. Mm-hmm. Just drop us a comment, drop us an email, whatever, what have you. Anyways, Barnabas, what was this about poop?
I think that was the extent of what I was saying.
Yes, please, poop, Barnabas.
And also to double back on this, that not the poop thing, but the apologies for not making content. Again, I just want to say that it's because there's too much, poop out there already, and I just don't want to take something that's been either done before or that's been pooped on repeatedly, or I don't want to just sound like some creepypasta narrator that just churns out constant content all the time, as if it's his way of living or something like that, and then throws up content from something. I'm still trying to find a good way to insult you, Spike.
I was like, am I being personally attacked? Am I being bullied right now?
Oh yeah. He's holding a knife to your chin.
Why would you do this?
I can honestly say I have been writing, and I'm like 20 pages in. I just need to finish it.
I was like, didn't you give me a new story recently? You wrote didn't you write a thing that you wanted me to?
I've written a lot of things. I've sent you so many things, and then you just
sent
say,
me one.
Yeah, I'll do it eventually.
Sent me one.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it, and then you never hear from you again.
But welcome to communication with me, where I never speak to myself ever again.
I'm going to start sending it to
We
Rainbow.
finally solved the mystery. We finally solved the mystery of why Barnabas the new content hasn't come out. It's because Spike just doesn't want to.
It's because I just don't talk to him.
Yeah, there you go. You don't hear my voice because I write stories and then give them to Spike, and then Spike doesn't narrate them.
That's wrong. Actually, you know what?
Somehow makes it so that I don't speak.
This is a nice thing. You can hear Barnabas's voice on one of my new videos. Barnabas has been in a series that I've been doing on YouTube that features incredible artwork from our friend My Hat Is Blue.
Yes, incredible artwork from My Hat Is Blue.
Yeah.
Always good.
Stagnation,
which is called
no, it's not called Stagnation. It's called okay. I actually have a hard time pronouncing the name. It's Exculero, I believe, is what it says.
Exculero.
Yeah, I actually have a hard time pronouncing the name too because I think it's Latin, is what she told me, but it's Excearulo. Stagnation and Awakening of the names of the 2 episodes. I know that. And Barnabas plays Snackdraw. Cool. This cool. What you call him? Darth Vader-esque kind of character.
It's like the Darth Vader Doctor.
Yeah, Darth Vader Doctor.
Yeah,
and he controls like this band of demon hunters, which is pretty neat.
And it's pretty cool. And My Hat Is Blue did a great job on the whole thing.
Yeah, she wrote it and she did all the artwork. And there's part 3 that's coming out, and I don't have part 3 up on the channel, but like you can find it on our DeviantArt page. The part 3 artwork is fucking nuts. Like I don't know if she showed it off in a lot of our chats together, and like it's fucking crazy how much like she's improved and everything like that, and the color palette used for that one is so wild.
Do not drop LSD and look at the picture.
the colors, man. The colors.
And if you want to hear some more of mine, I'm going to give a shout out to two other channels if that's okay. 40K
okay.
Theories.
It's not okay at all.
Okay, well, sorry. Anywho, I've been one of the things that I have been doing to scratch that narration itch when I can is I've been asked to narrate or voice the blue Primarch, the Papa Smurf Robo Girly Man. And I've done it a couple times for 40K Theories if you want to hear me there, or Oculus Imperia.
So wait, weren't you in I know I heard somebody's mentioning something. You were featured in a pretty big channel doing some voice work recently, weren't you?
How big are we talking?
Big.
That's true.
Was it doing 40K? Maybe 40K? I'm thinking of your 40K stuff.
You might be thinking about the 40K stuff.
I don't know 40K.
And that is why we have this problem. If you want to get this relationship back on track, Karen, you need to go out and get yourself right with the Emperor, okay?
Dude, I know about that. I talked to Trump before. It's good.
Jesus.
Emperor Trump. God Emperor Trump is one of my favorite memes. And I'm not going to get political beyond this, but I just literally, the meme, the God Emperor Trump meme is like one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. Like there's that statue that like was made, like that art piece that was like the Warhammer 40K God Emperor of Humanity, but they put Trump's head on the top of it. It fucking killed me. I just died.
Hey, isn't 40K part of the Vermintide stuff?
Yes. Well, no, kind of. So
that's 40,000 years in the past, right?
Yeah, it's 40,000. So there's Warhammer 40K, which is essentially Warhammer in the far-flung future, and 40,000 years in the future. And then you have Warhammer, which is the fantasy stuff, and that's where Vermintide takes place.
I say, Barney, if you and the husband ever want to come down here and like spend some time over here, we have one of those. What are those things? The Games Workshop shops over here. Like apparently we're one of the few locations in the United States that have it, which is weird. But they're normally just the ones that have the ones in England. But these are like you have like the giant statues of all the Warhammer stuff. They have big playing fields to play on, and all the books or
please
those
stop. I can only get so erect.
Like me and Matt were even discussing like, oh, if we wanted to play, how much would they be? And they're like, oh yeah, there's these $170 sets, and we're both standing there like, how invested am I actually going to be in this for $170 invested? Or
I used to, you have to paint them. Well, you don't have to, but if you want to be, actually good about it, cool. Back in the day, I actually used to have a 2 different armies, which Chaos Marines and Tyranids, and I used to get a lot of compliments on the paint jobs I used to do, in the sense of they would go over, people would come over and they're looking at everybody's minis while we're playing, and then they would look at mine, and their immediate reaction was like, oh, these are painted. Ew! Which to me means I did a good job.
Don't go pop a nurgle. You do like you make them all gory and shit?
I made them extremely fleshy colored and pustulant, and I'm using that word incorrectly. I'm most likely, but pestilent. They were like it's there's a lot of like dull browns and light soft pinks and cadaverous yellows or more accurately pus yellows and stuff like that. It came out really good.
Nice.
Or to quote Warframe, this is Nidus.
You play Warframe, man?
I don't know what that means. Yes, I do.
We play together. That'd be one of those nice rhinos, I don't even know if those are relevant anymore.
You strike me as a rhino, mate.
Yeah. I got I did all his colors in different variations of blue, and he's called Sonic the Hedgehog.
But he's not even fast.
No, but he charges.
Okay, I want to be mad about this, but I can't.
The charge is the best part, man.
And here I thought I was cool for making my Volt look like the Red Death from the DC Dark Knights metal thing.
DC, like DC Comics?
Yeah.
If you guys, is that when they did the medieval series of them?
No, this was when they introduced these evil Batmen, like a whole bunch of evil Batmen that were all from the negative universe.
I remember this now. Yeah, we had this long. I don't think I've ever had the conversation here. Didn't they end up beating him with the power of friendship?
Essentially, right?
What?
Yeah, a metal that was made off of the bonds that people had together, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, kind of, but yes, they won through the power of friendship, including the Joker's and Batman's friendship.
Look, okay, what are you trying to tell me right now that you're like, oh no, they're not? They don't actually have a friendship together? Don't you lie to me, Barnabas?
Joker has a car.
An estranged friendship. They both have cars.
Yeah, but the Joker's is better because that actually has his face on it, and it can climb walls. Yeah, if I recall.
It's like a Batman's in the movies.
But the Batman who laughs has become quite the interesting character. A lot of people really like him or are
attracted to him.
Yes, attracted to him. That he
Disgusting.
is
Disgusting. Anybody out there wants to tell me that they have an attraction to any comic book character? Disgusting. It's sinful.
Don't you have a poster of Angela in your house?
Who's Angela?
Don't try to front like you don't know.
I don't actually know. I thought you were about to bring up the fact that my wife dresses up as Power Girl. What are you talking about?
I was going to leave her out of this. But now that we're talking about it, fine, let's discuss the boob window.
Well, who's Angela?
Angela, she was she was in Spawn. She was the angel that was she literally just wore ribbons. And then she got then she went over to Marvel, and now she's Thor's sister or some crap like that, and now she rules hell.
The only thing I know of from Spawn is the movie from the 90s.
That was a great movie.
With John Leguizamo.
And
nobody else.
Hey, John, come on. John Leguizamo played the big fat clown thing, didn't he?
Yes, he played the Violator. And I think Mario Van Peebles that played the Spawn? I don't remember. This was so long ago.
It was a good while ago, yeah.
It was like 95 or something like that, or 94.
I remember I watched it when I was a little kid, and in the middle of watching it, I remember thinking at some point, I'm probably not old enough for this.
It was 1997.
Really?
Michael Jai White was Spawn.
Huh. Why did I think Mario Van Peebles? Oh, I remember. I used to have a wizard, because I used to collect Wizard back in the day. And there was this big old spread of who they wanted to play the various characters. And they wanted Anna Nicole Smith to play Angela. And they wanted the guy who played Grandpa Munster to play the Violator.
How versatile is that actor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure he would have been fine. I mean, it would have dug his ass up because I think he was dead at the time, but...
Jesus! It had to dug his ass up.
It's fucking Weekend and Bernie's him.
I mean, I guess.
You're used to being Weekend and Bernie's, Spike, considering how often you would miss D&D.
Damn.
How much excuse me?
How much you miss D&D?
Wow. Look here. I had a reason for missing D&D.
You were lazy.
Yeah, I wanted to sleep.
You wanted to sleep and play video games.
Yeah.
Look at Mr. I have to go to con. I have to do work. I have to record an audio thing.
Sir, I don't have a schedule that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, like everybody else.
I don't have a mandatory lunch break at 6:45 p.m.
That I get paid for.
7:15 p.m.
Why am I being bullied?
You're not being bullied. Being cyberbullied.
Sucks.
Yeah. You're not being bullied. Go on.
Hey, apparently they're making another Spawn movie in 2018. They started working on it in 2018.
I feel like they've been discussing that for a while. Like, oh, we're gonna make another Spawn movie. Like, they never actually like said. Hercules.
Supposedly Jamie Foxx is supposed to be Spawn. I don't know if that would work.
Django's gonna be Spawn?
Yeah,
I can see that, but he would. He has to be like he's got to get that dark and gritty.
He has to bulk up. Yeah.
And also, I really hope they just don't do another like origin story. I'd like them to actually do stuff.
Yeah, continue with it instead of fucking start again.
I'm gonna say, like, he doesn't have to bulk up. You guys, I don't know if you have. If you haven't, don't worry about it. Did you guys see the new Hellboy?
No.
It is less than satisfactory, but it's So we went to go see it, and it's very obvious that the guy they have playing Hellboy now is not nearly the size they wanted him to be. So they just caked on makeup over the top of him until he was, and like it's uncomfortably large amounts of makeup. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it besides that. It's just a huge amount of makeup they put on him. And like, one of the big problems is that it feels almost like they weren't too sure what they wanted to spend money on. Like, they didn't have enough money for everything. So we're going to pick and choose the points we're actually going to spend money on the movie. And like, they put a lot of it into some makeup and props and none into others. There's a scene at one point, I'm pretty sure I saw like skeleton hands from Spirit Halloween that one of the characters was eating. So it was like right there, center frame, not even like, oh, nobody's going to see this, so we push this off to the back. No, it's like right there, center frame. Like Hellboy's horns on the top of his head look like they were little plastic pieces, and every time they would touch them, you'd see them move like on it. You'd see them move or compress on his skin, so they didn't even look like they were solid at all. They didn't try to sell it at all. Yeah. So I was saying, like, nobody has to bulk up. Yeah. You could just Hellboy it.
No. Do you want a good movie?
No.
If you want a good movie, go watch Shazam.
You mean Kazam?
How was Shazam?
It was actually really good. It was quite enjoyable. Yes.
Nice.
It was one of those, like, it was still an origin story, yet somehow it still was fun. It still did stuff. It still pushed you through. It definitely did not take itself seriously, and it made you know, hey, this takes place in the DC universe, but we're not going to cram it down your throat that these characters are going to meet one day. We're not trying to create a extendo universe here. We're just letting you know this takes place in the universe.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice, especially the part it doesn't take itself seriously, because DC is having a big problem with that with their films.
Why'd you say Martha?
I see
exactly.
See, Lan, this is why I don't want to end up watching any of the good DC movies, though, because then it's gonna give me hope.
And hope is the carrot before the horse.
Yeah, but or in your case,
it's like the donkey.
Yeah, hope is the donkey before the horse.
But in the same sense, if you don't watch the one that doesn't take itself seriously, then they're not going to make any more of it.
Yeah.
In other words, go spew your money all over them.
No.
Yeah, you have to. You vote with your wallet. You show what you want to see.
I refuse. I refuse to give money to something that I don't want to see more from.
You know, we're trying to help you here, and I feel like you don't want to be helped, and that you just want to be upset.
This is why we don't watch Star Wars.
God!
Does anybody really watch Star Wars, though? Really?
I've watched a Star Wars before.
So, circle back to the Star Wars thing. Why is it called The Rise of the Skywalkers, or whatever it's called? Star Walkers?
Rise of the Star Walkers?
Rise of the Star Walkers.
What was it called? Was it Rise of the Skywalkers? Something like that?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
It's fucking help. I don't know.
I guess I don't know really even what the third one is called. I keep seeing the one meme of it that just says "The Emperor's New Groove," and I'm like, I'm down.
It's the Rise of the Skywalker, not Skywalkers.
Rise of the Skywalker. I guess. Okay.
It's the Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Why?
Well, I saw someone talking about it on a less popular podcast known as the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Oh, dude, nobody listens to that. It's all about the Dungeon Rose podcast here.
Yeah. They were like theorizing that it might be like another clan thing. So like, you have the Jedi, the Sith, and then you probably have Skywalker. Yeah.
If that's the truth, I hate it.
Where they connect the two teachings of the Sith and the Jedi. And then after that, they'll go on a magical adventure to go fight the Yuuzhan Vong.
Yes.
Go on a magical adventure to what?
Look, this is how Star Wars is going to end. Kylo and Rey are going to get together. They're going to make a whole bunch of Force-sensitive babies. They're going to call themselves the Skywalker clan. And then they're all going to pile into a magical school bus that's being driven by Papa Palpatine. And then they're going to go off to a planet. And they're going to go fight. And then they're going to fight the Yuuzhan Vong with the power of love, friendship, and Kylo Ren's massive chest.
Now you're talking my language.
I thought Jedis weren't supposed to fuck.
That's not true.
Barnabas, enlighten us.
They're not Jedis because they'd be Skywalkers.
See, there you go, Spike.
And I think at some point they were not prohibited from fucking, but they were prohibited from getting married or some bullshit. I know far more about the Sith and the Assassin.
I thought they were prohibited from getting married, but they weren't prohibited from fucking.
Exactly. That's what I said.
That is not what you said.
That is exactly what I said. I said they were prohibited from getting married, but not prohibited from the fucking.
That's it.
I thought they were prohibited from. Okay. Yes. Okay. I follow along.
They can stick the P in the V or take the P into their V, but they can't go around putting a ring on it.
They can't go around peeing in V. I feel you.
Hey, stick it in, and the girl into EP.
That's the truth. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Everyone, welcome to the Health and Safety Podcast.
Jedi Knights aren't celibate. The thing that is forbidden is attachments and possessive relationships. A quote from George Lucas himself.
Sith, on the other hand.
Sith will fucking take things all they want. Hey, so, since the only thing I know about Star Wars is having watched someone play through Star Wars The Knights of the Old Republic, hey, aren't Sith ghosts a thing?
Yeah. Yes. So there's...
Aren't they so isn't that going to be Palpatine then, probably?
Most likely. It's either that or it's like his spirit went into a clone or something. But yeah, so you have Force Ghosts and for the spoops, for the Jedi, and actually pretty much anybody with enough Force sensitivity or Force power, if they want to stick around, they can stick around. In most cases, Jedi stick around so they can impart their knowledge and provide to people their some guidance before they finally accept their rest and go and be one with the Force. The Sith, on the other hand, call it the madness beyond death because they're so essentially about the me and about their passions and stuff and all that no fuck you. This is me. I don't want to go and join the Force. I want to stick around as long as I possibly can, and I'm going to shove myself all up into this tiny little Jedi student that decided to disturb my tomb. I mean, who the fuck we would think that screwing around with the grave of Exar Kun would be a good idea? Who the hell builds their Jedi Academy on top of a gigantic Sith site? Who? Tell me.
I think you're referencing the video game. I think
you're referencing your ignorance.
Wow.
I'd be a Sith. Your arrogance.
You should Sith yourself down right now.
Ooh. When you say it like that, it makes me want to Sith my pants.
Good night, everybody.
It's not even close to being the end of the podcast.
This is the end of the podcast right now.
How long does this podcast go? I need to eat.
Matt just put in Matt just put in like a nice 15-minute long laughter track from the studio audience in the ending of the Seinfeld theme. Good night, everybody.
Anyways, hey Barnabas, how's the D&D going?
So we have D&D.
Wait. What? I heard there's a new system for D&D. Tell me about that one. Don't tell me about your other campaign.
No, Spike, you're not allowed to even be part of that.
I want to, though. I just can't be here.
Why is he not allowed to be part of it?
Because he's never around.
Yeah, that's my big problem, dude. I want to be a part of like all the different D&D sessions. It's just like, hey, like I just told you in June, I'm going out of the state 3 weekends out of the 4. I'm just not at home.
So here's the thing. Currently, D&D is for me at least is 3 games. We got a Deadlands game, which is cowboying and hooting and hollering using the 5th edition rule set and some fancy schmancy appropriated rule systems so they can be more Wild Westy. And that takes place Friday nights, and then we do another game on Saturday morning afternoons with a smaller group of people so that they could enjoy Ravenloft, because everyone who's ever played D&D should at least enjoy Ravenloft once and know what it means to have to deal with the mists and domain lords and all that shit.
What's Ravenloft?
I agree. I absolutely agree, by the way. Ravenloft should, if you ever play in D&D, you should play Ravenloft at least once.
It is gothic horror D&D, and it's actually, there's a lot of cliches in there, but that's the point of it. It's very much supposed to be that, feeling of hopelessness and that feeling that, yes, evil is technically in charge, but these small victories are the things that we're taking as our, as our win. Or the fact that some people are idiots and make bad choices with eldritch abominations and then have their hand turn on them later on.
Wow. What the shit? That wasn't a bad choice.
Try to betray all of us.
Betray us all.
Yeah, but to be fair, I also didn't know you as well back then. I wouldn't try to betray you now.
Yeah, you would have. You were trying to take people's souls.
That wasn't betraying you. I was taking their souls and using them to help us.
You were using it to help you.
No, actually, no. I was using it to help the group.
Yes, by destroying them and by destroying those souls and using them for your own to fuel your own powers. Which you use to help the group. Yes, absolutely.
Which I used to help the group. Yes, there you go.
Stop it from being an evil thing.
But this is the thing, okay? This is what's known as personal sacrifice.
Anyways,
you know who I miss? Nameless.
The guy who willingly decided to go evil by eating human flesh at the end of the campaign
and doing a lot of drugs.
He found mysterious vials and injected them into himself.
And refused and kept on making up lies after lie. Yeah, he just, it went bad for him. And then on Thursdays we're utilizing a different system, which is called the Cipher system by Monty Cook, and it's actually it is so great. I have to just, it's like the bastard love child of Mutants and Masterminds, Dungeons and Dragons, and Vampire the Masquerade. Like somehow they got together on one crazy Boxing Day, had this weird orgy, and this is the love child that came out. What it is that it's very simplified statistics and rules for you to use. You cannot power game it. It is very just, no, this is what you have at this rank. These are the things that you can get, so that you're not some piddling, first level person that just dies every 5 seconds. But you also can't just walk around and be the Phoenix Force or anything like that. You really can just, you want to attack with a sword? Okay, 3 damage. You want to attack with the power of a flaming fist? Okay, 3 damage. You want to attack by rending the Cosmoses in 2 and causing a rift and making black holes? That's great. 3 damage. You want to smack them with a honey badger, a rabid honey badger attached to a 2x4? That's great. 3 damage.
Or just throw a fist punch?
Want to throw a fist punch? 3 damage.
Really?
What if I had a gun?
3 damage.
3 damage. I feel like the point of it is to say that I could then fight a god, and the god is just as strong as I am.
No. And the way that it works is that everybody rolls their own D20. Like the DM doesn't roll anything. It's all y'all. Something's attacking you. You need to roll a D20 against the DC that is set by the monster's difficulty for the defense. You want to attack it? Same thing. You want to deal damage? Well, the damage is flat. So you deal your 4 damage. Do you want to do a skill? You want to try and intrude on its brain? Whatever. It's all y'all's rolls. And you cannot add... There's very few things in the game that adds bonuses, like a +1 to the roll or a -1 to the roll. What you do is you utilize your skill pools, which you only have 3, and your ability pools, which you only have 3 of, and your perks that you get as you level up to ease the cost of utilizing those pools to attempt to ease that roll. So essentially, you say you're rolling against something that's that sets a 15 DC, and you're trying to roll a intelligence save, we'll say. What you do is you apply effort, so you use up 3 points of your intelligence pool to bring that 15 down by 3. And everything's done by 3, so it goes from 15 to 12 to 9, and then you roll a medicine check to hope that your husband doesn't die of lung poisoning.
How oddly specific.
Yes, how oddly specific. Combat, so I had about 5 monsters and 5 players, and combat was over in about 10 minutes. Whereas 5E would have taken, that probably would have taken like a good hour or 2 to get through.
Yeah.
And it's all because it's all flat. You're not rolling for damage. You're not rolling for all this extra crap that you're adding for crits and crit fails. And while that to other people, it may sound boring because it's just all this flat stuff. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to add on all the adjectives. You're supposed to descriptions and all that stuff. Like Spike, when you were doing your D&D campaign, you're saying, yeah, describe it. How does it look? What does it do? Or you just described it for us when need be.
Yeah, the flavor
texture. The other thing too is that, like, while this game is very low on very like stringent rules, one of the rules that I really like is that you cannot be a lone wolf. You have to be connected to these other players, and you have to be going out and doing things for a reason. You can't just say I'm super edgelord, lone wolf, super OC, do not steal, standing in the corner, and I'm just going to go fuck off somewhere else while the party's doing other things. No, fuck you. You're coming with us, and you need to come up with a reason why you're coming with us.
Man, that seems like you need to have good players to play that.
Or you just need to have players that are willing to work together. There's a lot of like one-shot magic items in the game, which are called ciphers, and all you have to do is like you take what they have written there, and you provide the context for them. So it might say, "Oh, this is a data sphere," and you use it to ask 2 questions. It can answer anything. So you can say, you're playing in the far-flung future. Oh, it's a big actual data sphere that you touch, and you can ask the collective consciousness of the hive mind what it means. Or you're playing in a high fantasy. It's a little magic item that you use up, and it asks the gods for something. Or if you're playing in urban fantasy, it's a cell phone. All it has is enough juice for you to ask 2 questions real quick on the internet.
It's literally the Wikipedia logo.
It's literally the Wikipedia logo. Stuff like that. It's very easy to fit into places. And like one of the things that came up when I was first introducing it to people was that how do I remake this archetype in this game? Or how do I make X inside this game with the rules as they're presented? And all you have to do is just say, I don't need to. All I'm going to do is figure out what my person does and what it looks like, and then find the appropriate role that attaches it to it. Yeah, the role might say, oh, you wear you have these abilities of these fire abilities, and everything like syncs up with all these fire. I set things on fire when I touch them. I do this. I do that. Okay, great. But you're really a tech guy, and what's really happening is that you're just using the tech that you have to cause friction, and it makes things combust. You're kind of like a firefly arsonist or something like that. Or you want to be a gunslinger that has really good shots. That's easy. Just make a fighter, their fighter archetype, and work from there, and find someone that's really good at range shit. It's not going to be nothing is perfect with like. Well, I want to be able to sneak up behind them, shank them for 46 points of damage, and then they also have to make a death save DC, and they got to do this, and then I want to be able to jump backwards and do all that. That's not gonna be in there because that's all flavor text.
You still have limits to the amount that you can do per turn. I imagine you can't just speedball my way across the room.
Yeah, you actually only get 1 turn per round. One action per round.
Yeah,
unless you have special abilities that let you do multiple actions. So you either move a short like 10-foot distance and perform an actual action like attack, or you move along a longer distance and you're done. But the fighter abilities or the agile type abilities, they have things where you're okay. I spend some of my speed pool to be able to move a short distance, or like 30, 50 feet, and attack. Or I spend some points to make an attack, or I add effort to be able to add extra damage. Great, that's what you do. So you're doing that. That's where you describe those extra things. I'm rolling in to do a death attack on this guy, so I'm going to apply some effort to add to the damage, and I'm going to use my fleet of foot so I can jump back. Done. Easy. Granted, it helps.
There's a lot of like made to fit. Like you can usually, it's like a set puzzle piece, but you can still make things into said puzzle piece.
Yeah, it's kind of like those puzzle pieces, those puzzles where you have all the edges.
You print your own image.
What's that?
It's like a puzzle where you print your own image.
Yeah, kind of. And you cut up you cut the pieces your own way, but you still stuck with the border.
That's how I cheat at puzzles. Just cut off pieces and make it fit.
Exactly.
That would be a wonderful art piece. What I'm saying, you just cut off all the edges till you make a square, and then you just put that to make the puzzle out of those squares instead. I love it. It's a great idea, John. Stealing it.
I feel like people do that. Well, not to get super off topic, but there was that arts installation where people found out that a lot of puzzle makers use the exact same cuts for different types of puzzles, and they just put them together. So then you get things like a horse that's also a train.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, but that cipher system sounds super cool. Sounds like it's pretty easy to use. It sounds really good for people who like to talk about what they do in D&D, because
it's
not something where it's like all like DM, please describe everything I do for me.
And it's really great to the cipher system itself comes with like some presets and all that. Like there's I think God's Fall or the Strange, Numenera. These all these. So they have all these settings, but you can really take the system and break it down to like I believe we talked about this, which is you can say, okay, this is how you level up in the system. Well, let's do something a little different. You purchase your abilities as you're leveling up instead, and because the system is so simple, it's super easy just to apply that. I keep doing this over and over again. I finally figure out how to actually do it. Great. You spend some of your experience to buy that ability. It's just a really simple and easy game. It just really
it sounds super cool.
By the way, I have
makes
something
a lot more
for
sense.
you, Jen. Remind me when we're done with this.
Can do. Yeah, because I remember we were talking about it because I was trying to figure out like a nice system to build a campaign off of. Is there something I want to do at some point once I have free time? But it makes a lot more sense now that we've actually described it. Because I was looking up on my own, and I was just like, man, this is some wild shit.
Yeah. The one I gave you to peruse, that was one of the like set settings. And so that was probably like the worst thing to ever give to somebody else and say, hey, I'm thinking about shifting our 5e game to this, because that's like super, just FYI, it's new for the listeners, it's Numenera, which means it takes place way in the far future, to the point where people don't even remember a lot of older technology. And that's where that whole joke about it's a cell phone that's capable of answering 2 questions for you because it just happened to be open to the Wikipedia page. That's the kind of stuff that's like, I found this magical item that will tell me it will always be able to tell me the time of day it is and which way is north. Yeah, it's a pocket watch, but to them they don't know. So that one's would be really, really hard for people to just get into. But
just jump into.
But the cipher system itself, like just the regular book, that one makes it just so easy. And one last thing, and then I'm going to get off the subject. There's a lot of people look at go to D&D or a lot of other systems, and they see a class, and they're like, man, I love this class, but I just want to be stealthy. Like I want to be a fighter, but I actually want to be legitimately stealthy, like stealthy, like a rogue. Or I want to be a fighter, but I want to be magical, like a wizard. But just like little bits. I don't want the whole shebang for wizard, but I don't want a multi-class, and I don't want to make the mistake of asking the DM, "Hey, can I pick and choose some stuff from the other class and maybe drop off some stuff, and then accidentally end up either screwing myself or screwing the the power of the game. The Cypher system has an option where it's like, here is like the wizard type class. This is the agile type class. This is the charismatic type class. This is the skilled monkey type class, whatever. Over here are the options of how to make them very easily stealthy. All you have to do is or magical or intellectual, what have you. All you have to do is just say, I drop this ability, I pick this ability, and it does not break the game at all. In fact, it encourages it, honestly, to really make the classes how you want them to be. Actually, at the very beginning of the class section of the Cypher system book, actually flat out just says, "Hey, this is how you just make a class, just straight up. Like, go over here, pick these things, done. Well, bam.
Make it yourself.
Make it yourself.
Oh, yeah, if you're so fucking smart, why don't you make it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's honestly like sounds super cool. So super simple. It's something I want to look more into and be able to make my own thing soon. Hopefully. When are you going to DM again? Huh?
Honestly, I really. So the thing is, I have things I want to DM. I have things I want to work on, or that I'm working on that I could DM. But everything I do has to be a one shot that's either done like literally in one shot or in two, because like I'm just not there. Shot. I'm just not around for it, dude.
Do a fucking one shot.
Okay, sign up. Fucking square up, asshole. We're doing the one shot.
Fine, I'll do a fucking one shot. I'll play it either a paladin or a monk.
Yeah, you wanna play the Gauntlet, the fucking game I've been playing with everyone?
Sure. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Everybody join us next week for a very special Dungeon Runners podcast where we all play Dungeons and Dragons and they're forced to go through the Gauntlet.
I highly doubt we'll actually do it because of Spike.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be here.
Exactly. Because he's definitely not being here next week.
Yep.
I don't.
Oh
God, I'm not.
Spike.
Yeah.
Mr. Spike.
Stop.
Now you have explained that you have issues with commitment due to your very busy schedule, and I understand that. Mm-hmm. So there is a game that is being set up here that uses the new system that takes place in a setting that you're familiar with.
The Ravenloft. Okay.
No. And we're only going to be doing it about once a month on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
So that might be an option, but you're going to have to, you might have to go on hands and knees and beg somebody else to say it's okay.
Who would I have to beg?
You know who.
You know who. Well,
no, this is more fun then. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to say okay.
Anyways, if you guys want to hear more about our D&D escapades, be sure to tune into the Dungeon Run podcast.
This is the third advertisement for the Dungeon Runners podcast.
Oh,
look, this is the end one, though.
This is the end one,
but I had a story to add because you mentioned D&D escapades. I wanted to like end on a D&D story that I feel that a lot of people have not heard.
Go ahead, fine.
So I played for a while with a group of people. And this was in real life, like we met in real life every weekend. And it was my friend Donnie, let me correct myself. My daughter, Donnie, who was older than me and like 300 pounds and 6'3" or something like that. But he's my daughter. So there was Donnie, there was Ted, there was Chris, there was my friend Carl, and there was me. And we were playing in Dragonlance. And the players were a pixie thief, a black-robed elven mage, a cleric of the god of undeath, and a kender, which is a small, they're like halflings, but they're extremely mischievous.
I'm a big fan of their eggs.
Yeah. And they, God damn it, it's fine. And then there was Captain Tibbs. Captain Tibbs, who was played by Ted, was a drow monk. And, we had house ruled in the drow race for the campaign. Actually, we actually never found out Captain Tibbs' gender, now that I think about it. We just always referred to him as he because Ted was playing him. Had this thing where he wanted to attach to himself all the various interesting items from their conquest. They killed a dragon, and he wanted the scales attached to him. We killed it was an angel, and he wanted the angel wings attached to him. And it took a while before he got anything attached to him because D&D rules and whatnot power. But he eventually got at least the tongue of a frog demon attached to his hand so he can totally toss it out like Scorpion. Just one moment. My cat decided that he really absolutely needs to get on my desk.
Sorry, we'll just cut this out.
Yeah. Cut out the whole story. I just really want to tell the story. Don't worry, my cat just wants to get on the desk. All right, goodbye, everybody.
I could totally see that. Anyway, Captain Tibbs got a frog demon's tongue attached to his hand a la Scorpion. And everybody's at this point very just wary of Captain Tibbs. Later on, the party must go to the Towers of High Sorcery so that the mage can take her test. And while they're doing this, they're doing their absolute best to make sure that nobody knows that the Kender can do wild magic. Because 1, Kender should not do magic, period. 2, wild magic is chaotic and can cause problems. And in the hands of a mischievous, childlike creature, all hell could break loose. Well, they get put into respective rooms as they were waiting for the test the next day. The mage in her own room, the cleric in his own room, Captain Tibbs in his own room, and the Kender and the Pixie are put in their own room and magically locked in for the night. Well, everybody's just having a grand old time. And the Kender and Pixie decide we're fucking bored and we want out. So the Pixie tries to unlock the door, which is magically sealed. And like that, it's not going to happen. Even he can't make that high DC. Natural 20. Fuck me. All right. You managed to get through some unknown reason. You managed to break the seal on the door. Maybe they just didn't think that you were good enough to actually break it. And the Kender and the Pixie go fucking off. Well, eventually they realize, oh shit, we're going to get caught. We should probably head back. They run back to their room. The Pixie runs into the room, slams the door, and locks it with the Kender outside. The Kender's standing there like, what the fuck? He tries knocking on the door, he tries to get in. And to no luck, Captain Tibbs, whose room was right next door, opens the door and just peeks around and just looks at him and says, if you want to have a place to sleep, you can always curl up next to me. No, not going to happen. It's okay. So the Kender decides, I'm going to just cast Knock, and that should open the door. Knock. He gets a Wild Surge. The spell goes off, and the Wild Surge that happens is he summons a low-level monster to help him. Well, he's good. He's a good character, so he gets a unicorn. The unicorn appears. Hello, little friend. What can I... As Captain Tibbs has wrapped his frog tongue thing out of his hand around the unicorn's neck, and the unicorn is being dragged back into Captain Tibbs's room. Its hooves just dragging on the stone. It's just holding on for dear life against the banister of the door, the post of the door. And he just looks back at the Kender, save yourself, and the poor thing gets dragged in, and the door gets slammed. The poor traumatized Kender goes into the door, goes into his room, closes it behind him, and just goes to sleep for the night. He's just traumatized. Meanwhile, the unicorn looks at Captain Tibbs, who at the moment just looks like a normal elf because he's disguised, and says, well, hello, maiden. What can I do for you? Why are you cutting pieces of me off?
Jesus.
Slaughters the unicorn. At this point, the mages have picked up on there's something wrong. So they go over and they check in on what's going on. They go over to Captain Tibbs's room and knock on the door. Captain Tibbs has a bloody unicorn on the floor because the unicorn can't teleport back out because the whole dimensional lock bullshit. So Captain Tibbs puts a disguise on it to make it look like he's making a rocking horse. And then he promptly covers his face with some cold cream and opens the door like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
hello! So the mages leave him be, and they fuck up. They leave. Now, Captain Tibbs is sitting here with this horn, and he's just staring at it, wondering, what do I do with this? How do I get this attached to me? Well, the last time I got this attached, it was with an artifact from the god of undeath. So maybe I'll just pray to him, and maybe that'll work. Meanwhile, the cleric to that same god is currently legitimately communing with that god in order to get some guidance on what to do next. And during that communication, the god looks at him and says, excuse me, there's a call on line 2. Disappears and goes to Captain Tibbs' room. Captain Tibbs, how do I do this? Oh, easy. Just become one of my servants. Become one of my creations, and we will do this. Yeah, totally. Down. You're not even going to ask me what this entails. Nope. Just make this attached. As long as I get to still be me and attached, and this thing's attached to me on my head. This unicorn horn is attached to my head. I'm totally down for it. You do realize that you're going to be, hungry for the blood of other. No, less talky, more putting the horn on the head. Yeah, okay. So he says, "How do we do this? Well, all you have to do is just accept my kiss." Now, the mage currently is in her room and she's reading a book. And her familiar is a enslaved lantern archon, which is a tiny little puffball of light. And the tiny little puffball of light immediately, his Satan sense immediately goes off and he just starts screaming, "Bad man! There's a bad man here!" Like, ugh. He gets the mage gets up. She goes to Captain Tibbs' door, and she doesn't even knock. She just opens it. And there's Captain Tibbs, a unicorn horn growing out of its head, while this person that looks like Lestat is giving this very burning kiss to his chest. She closes the door, arcane locks it, goes back to her room, and voluntarily fails all her perception checks for the rest of the night. The next morning, Captain Tibbs was standing there with this gigantic horn sticking out. The Kender was traumatized, and everyone's just staring at him, at Captain Tibbs. And nobody bothered to ask, because everybody just felt that it would raise far more questions than it was worth it. Yeah, Captain Tibbs was a great character.
Jesus Christ.
That's how you play the true chaotic neutral.
He was the truest chaotic neutralist.
Is that neutral or is that just evil?
Yeah, well, it's evil once he killed the unicorn.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the god, but definitely unicorn is the one true good creature in D&D. So killing it definitely makes you evil.
Is it? Oh wait, is it actually considered to be the one true good thing in D&D?
Yeah. Right?
Say that again?
The unicorns are considered to be one of the few true good creatures in the world, right? See?
Did not know that.
Yeah. Well, back in one of our campaigns, when you couldn't get Creeps wanted to get a unicorn horn wand, but he can get it, but you can't be the one that cuts it off because you consider bad luck or you get cursed or some shit.
I can only imagine. That doesn't sound like it would have been a good scenario. But hey, what do I know? I am imaginary. I don't know anything about too much of the inside lore of D&D. I've been trying my best to learn some of it. That's what Mr. Rex on YouTube does these really good lore videos. It was really interesting about history of monsters, or I think he's doing a full series on different kinds of dragons and the actual biology of dragons and how they work.
Oh yeah. Yes, I've listened to him. He's actually pretty good.
He's fucking great, man.
Yeah, I said he's pretty good.
I said he sounds good.
You cut off from me. I didn't hear you.
I said he sounds good.
Oh.
You know what, before we leave...
Succubus video is great, man. Yeah.
the last D&D related thing I'm going to say is in Critical Role's The Legend of Vox Machina animated special Kickstarter ended last night. And it ended with $11,385,449 with 880 backers. 88,887 backers. If one more person backed it, it would have been 88888.
Rude.
This is your fault, listener.
Yeah.
Back it.
Actually, this is my fault. I didn't back it.
This is Spike's fault.
I did.
Spike, send us off.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. If you are listening on YouTube, then you should also listen on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, you should also listen on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, you could also listen on SoundCloud. And if you're not listening on any one of those platforms, you're probably listening over one of the other podcast platforms like Google Play or iTunes. These are all things you can be able to listen to Dungeon Runners podcast on, and we'll appreciate every time you do. If you're not listening, then I guess you wouldn't be able to hear me, so it doesn't really matter. But if you know your friend's not listening, you should make them forcefully.
Don't forget to leave us a comment or a question or a statement or an argument.
Yeah, send us a hypothetical because we didn't have one this time.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, it's because we fucking started off with fire. Anyways, make sure to email us at dungeonrunnerspodcast at gmail.com. That's dungeonrunnerspodcast@gmail.com.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you for showing up.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Barnabas.
Goodbye.